Hey, what it is, guys? I hope y'all are doing good out there. I'm back here with another zeroed in Sundays. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and jump into things. If you guys watched the video last week, I was talking about Palantir and how my thesis was wrong on Palantir, and I felt as if I had gotten into early and wasn't able to capitalize on the upside potential that Palantir was going to present with itself. However, I did end up getting into a call that was dated out until I think September 18th is when it expired. Just basically anticipating this break on Palantir. So on this break to the upside on Palantir, and with that being said, I'll try to put some of the screenshots right here. Um, I'm still in the position. I'm going to hold the position. I'm going to try to add to the position if Palantir has a pullback, but I think that at least Palantir is going to go back to that 161, 165 area where it rejected from before and came back down all the way to this 107. But there's still opportunity in the software stocks. Without the software stocks, there is no AI, there is no GPUs. So Palantir is very integral to that aspect when it comes to AI. They have just partnered with NVIDIA. They're partnered with the government more and more, getting more involved with the government. I just feel like they're still a um, great company that's not really paid attention to as they should be. All right. With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and go to talk about the potential catalyst of this week. Wednesday, the Fed is gonna release its minutes. This isn't usually something that I pay attention to. However, with what had just went on in the Fed meeting, this is going to be important because right now, the Fed is expected to hike rates. That's what's being priced in, is that the Fed is going to hike rates. So we need to really pay attention to what these minutes are, because that will give an indication as far as if the Fed is going to still intend to hike rates, or are they going to leave it, or are they going to cut rates? This is why all this economic data that's coming out is really important, because we don't really know if the Fed is going to actually cut these rates, or are they going to leave them unchanged, or are they going to end up hiking these rates. So we're going to keep on looking out for that and paying attention to the potential of them getting back to not doing anything at all or cutting rates. And if they cut rates, that's going to skyrocket a lot of these stocks. A lot of stocks are going to skyrocket if rate cuts come back on the table this year. So please pay attention to that. My last catalyst for this week would have to be SpaceX. I'm also paying attention to that heavy, just because SpaceX is joining the NASDAQ 100 on July 7th. And with the NASDAQ inclusion, institutional buyers are going to be forced to buy into SpaceX because it's going to be included into the NASDAQ 100, which is going to increase the volume that is going and traded in SpaceX because of this inclusion into the NASDAQ. So there's going to be a lot of volatility that presents itself with SpaceX, and I'm going to try to take advantage of that, as well as trying to take advantage of the volatility that comes from the NASDAQ, because there's going to be a lot of volatility with the NASDAQ with that big of a company coming into it. Not a, Let alone to speak about how all these other stocks are moving so volatile right now, making the NASDAQ swing 2-3% in a day, up 2-3%, but then in down 2-3%. There's just so much opportunity and so much chance to make money if you know how to enter and how to exit in these stocks. And that's all that I'm trying to teach you guys on the charts. When I break down the charts, I'm trying to show you that I have a system. I'm not just gambling or just getting in at random places. I am executing. I'm taking my time. I'm executing. I'm coming in with a plan. If the plan doesn't go to plan, I just put my hands up and don't do anything unless there's a great opportunity that presents itself that I can't pass up on. Other than that, I'm just going to wait. Trading, the most integral part of trading is patience. And that was something that I had to figure out and something that I still battle with. You're going to always battle with patience. You're going to always battle with being disciplined and following your rules and not just doing whatever you feel like doing. These things aren't going to ever go away, no matter how successful you get, no matter how far you get in trading or in life. You're going to always still be faced with adversity. You're going to always still be tantalized by things that aren't necessarily good for you. I don't know, man. I just, I'm just on this journey, and I just want to bring you guys along as well as document this journey so that I can show my kids, so that I can look back on it myself, because I am putting in this work daily. I am building these tools to continue to be successful, and not just for a little bit, but for generations to come, where I can take care of my family and I can put my kids in a position and my wife in a position to just be happy, not content, but ecstatic about life and the opportunities that I can bestow upon them. And I want you guys to take those same opportunities, because anybody can open a brokerage account, anybody can start trading, anybody can learn trading. There's no reason why you think that you shouldn't or you can't do this. Anybody can do this. So just feel free to please tap in with me and let me know what kind of content you guys would like. Let me know what you guys would like me to talk about. If it's not even trading, if you guys want me to talk about just life in general, if you guys want me to talk about sports more, if you guys want me to talk about the working out more, just just give me some feedback so I know which direction to go in. If you guys like these type of videos, let me know. If you guys want me to do this chart breakdown separately and do more of a talking form video, let me know that as well. If you guys like the format that the video is in right now, any feedback I would just really appreciate. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and try to jump on these charts and go ahead and get into these breakdowns. I'll catch y'all there. What's up? Let's get it, man. First stock that we're going to start off with, we're going to go ahead and start off with NQ, the NASDAQ 100. Like I was telling you guys previously, SpaceX is going to have their inclusion on Monday, and that's going to bring a lot of volatility to the NASDAQ 100. So be wary of that. If you're trading the NASDAQ 100, if you usually trade the NASDAQ 100, you should be thinking about that and using that as a factor to indicate if you should trade or not that day, or to use it as a way to capitalize on this volatility. These stocks and these AI stocks that are coming out and these tech stocks that are coming out are, this opportunity is a once in a lifetime. Our parents had this with the dot-com bubble and the internet, and our kids are going to have this with something else. This is ours though. This is our chance to change our lives and to capitalize on this once in a lifetime opportunity. That's why I continuously hit and talk about these tech stocks, because these are the stocks that I'm paying attention to every single day, and these are the stocks that I've made money from already. And I'm just trying to show you guys that it's possible and show you guys that you can do this as well if you just take the time and dedication and put it into learning a new skill. You could change your life with this. All right, well, these are all my levels that I have on the NASDAQ. Just be cautious, like I said, just because of the inclusion of SpaceX. It's just going to bring a lot of volatility. Like I said earlier, a lot of institutions are going to be forced to buy into SpaceX. And be cautious, because a lot of people are going to be able to sell SpaceX. They have been holding it for a long time. SpaceX has been around for a super long time. I don't know exactly what date SpaceX was established, but it has been around for a long time. All right, the next stock I'm going to go ahead and get into is NVIDIA. You can see that on the NVIDIA stock, I have these yellow boxes. If you're new to the video, I just want to explain that these are the previous day high and low. And I'm getting these from the Thursday's price action, the highest point on Thursday and the lowest point on Thursday. And then I'm using that for the next trading session to just build myself a range. And when it's breaking out of that range, I'm striking on it. Or if it's getting to that range and rejecting, I'm taking that rejection down. I'm just giving you guys some insight into how I trade and how I think about getting into these trades. You can see that NVIDIA hasn't really went anywhere. It's not trending to the upside, like breaking to the upside. Or breaking to the downside, it's more consolidating in this little range right there. I'm really waiting for it to break out of that range and just pick if it's going to go to the up or to the downside. Next stock is Apple. This stock is ranging. You can see trending. This stock is trending to the upside. You can see that it's trending to the upside since it bounced off this level down here. I'm continuously watching Apple. I didn't capitalize on it like I should have. Last week I was paying attention so heavy to NVIDIA and the NASDAQ, and I was getting chopped up. I played a little bit of Palantir and Tesla, but I should have been watching Apple. These are the only stocks that I watch: NVIDIA, Apple, Tesla, Palantir. As far as day trading, any other stock, I'm swing trading. Day trading is opening an option contract and then closing it that same day would be considered day trading. Swing trading would be considered opening the option contract that day and holding it and not closing it that same day and holding it for maybe 3 months, a week, 2 weeks. That would be considered swing trading. Elite trading would be buying the option contract today and holding it for a year out. There's so many different nuances and things that you can do with this trading thing. That's why I love it so much. All right, the next stock I'm going to go ahead and talk about is Tesla. Tesla had a big drop on Thursday. I forget what exactly came out in the news, but there was some news catalyst that caused Tesla to drop the way that they did. So I'm going to be watching them to see how they react. If they're going to have more downside and reject this level that they're at when they open on Monday, or if we're going to just push back up to where we dropped off from right here around this 438 level. So just keep an eye on that. Next stock I'm going to go into is Palantir. And this, I had really given up on Palantir and thought that my thesis on it was completely wrong and they weren't going to come back and at least come back and touch these levels up here. But they did. I was in one contract. I wish I had bought more. I was in one contract that was dated until I think like September. I wish I would have gotten some closer contracts to take advantage more of the volatility. However, it's still good to swing, like I just told y'all and explained, to swing these contracts. I got it out until September. If I wanted to, I could take profit right now, but I'm going to try to see if I can hold it. I believe that Palantir is going to come back up to this range where it broke down from, and that was all the way up here at 160. So I'm trying to hold it until at least that level to try to capitalize and make some money off of this move. This is how you can make money with these options. You don't have to even trade options. You can trade futures. You can buy and hold shares. You can make money in so many different ways with the stock market. And I just advise everybody to look into it and just give it a chance. You may be surprised. The last stock I'm going to talk about is SpaceX. I know that I just keep saying it because I just feel like it's important. They're going to get this inclusion into the Nasdaq. This is just the fastest that any stock has been included into the Nasdaq. This is the fastest that any stock has been included into the Nasdaq. That's why I keep harping on it. That's why I'm just, I don't know, saying it over and over again. I just don't know what's going to come from this and how this is going to go. We've never seen a stock get included this fast, so I don't know how the influx of buyers is going to come in and what they're going to make, how they're going to make the stock move. So just pay attention. This is just a great opportunity. There's just so many great opportunities happen daily in this market. Just take advantage of them. If you have any questions of me, please feel free to ask. I'm giving this knowledge for free. You can ask in the comment. I'll try to make a video for it. I just want to just give you guys a chance to learn this skill, because this skill changed my life completely. And I just want to give a chance to change y'all's life. So if you have any questions, or you want to join the Discord, or you want to get with one-on-one calls with me, just feel free to hit me in the comments. Let me know in the comments, and I'm going to get back to you. All right, you guys have a great rest of your day. Until next time.